Hello, happy Sunday, and welcome to day one of your smoothie sampler week. I know a lot of you already got started this morning. I saw your pictures and your posts. It was great to see the excitement. And also to hear that kids are on board and kids are trying them and having ownership and making the choices too. So that's great. Today I thought I would prepare some smoothie packs for myself. And I thought, hey, why don't I just hop on here and share it with you guys too? It's a little easier to watch a video than read written word all the time. So we're gonna get started. So a smoothie pack is essentially a way that you can prepare your smoothies in advance so that you're not drinking like leftover smoothies. That can work a little bit for some smoothies and throughout the same day, but by the next day they just don't taste as well and the texture's all off. So what I like to do is prepare smoothie packs so that I can put all of the ingredients into a container. I'll use these stasher bags, which are reusable, but they freeze really well. Or I'll use a mason jar or Tupperware, whatever you have, use it. And you basically put all of the dry or frozen, I should say dry, but all of the hearty frozen ingredients, anything except liquid, and a couple of powders. So I'll get to that soon. So right now I'm gonna make two mango matcha smoothie packs so that I have these. I'm gonna use one tomorrow and I'll use the other one Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever feels best for me. But this way they're absolutely ready to go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skip the liquid. It calls for 1 cup unsweetened almond milk, but I'm not gonna put that in here because I don't want a big frozen mess, right? So the next thing I'm gonna do is just go right down the list. 2/3 cup of mango. And you can see I'm not really the biggest measurer all the time, so I'm just scooping these out and they're falling everywhere. So I'm gonna put that into each of the bags because I'm preparing both of them. And mango's really nice. It pairs really well with matcha. If you're new to matcha, but you want to try it, maybe you're trying to cut back on coffee or you just want to try a new type of tea, this is a great way to do it, having it in your smoothie, because the mango is the flavor that really comes through. Mango and banana on this one. So I've got my mango in my bags, and just side tip, if you have a Trader Joe's, they're frozen fruits and frozen vegetables are really affordable and really good. You can get organic ones as well. The next thing I'm gonna do is add the bananas. So what I do is I already have my bananas frozen. You can use a non-frozen banana, that's fine. And this tip will work for all. So basically always peel your bananas before freezing them because it is quite a mess to try to peel a frozen banana. Personal experience here. So I have a Vitamix, which is a high-speed blender. So I freeze my bananas in half size. If you do not have a high-speed blender, I recommend freezing your bananas in quarters because it will help break it up and make sure everything gets under the blade. Side note. So I'm gonna add a half a banana to each of these. If you are new to smoothies and new to low sugar or reduced sugar eating, you might find yourself needing 3/4 or a whole banana with the recipes this week. So that's up to you to adjust as you need it. This is all about making you so you enjoy the food you're eating. I don't want you to feel like you have to, drink or eat something that doesn't taste great to you. Number one rule, it has to taste good. So add more banana if you need to for now. Also, don't fear the banana. A lot of people out there are afraid of bananas. I went through a phase where I didn't eat them because of sugar. Now I'm back on them because bananas are great for us. They have potassium. They're really good for supporting electrolytes. And for any of my people who like to work out here, they're wonderful food for pre-workout food, but also post-workout for recovery. So this does not call for cauliflower, but I'm gonna add it because I want a little extra boost of vegetables this week. So when I buy a whole cut of cauliflower, there's 2 of us in our household, plus our dog, but there's 2 of us eating the cauliflower. So we typically eat like half of a cauliflower. Sometimes when they're really big, I don't eat the whole entire head. So I will take half of it and steam it for about 5 minutes. You don't need long. Let it cool, freeze it on a tray, and then I store them somewhere, container, another stasher, so that I have frozen cauliflower. The reason that I pre-steam it, if it's from a raw cauliflower, is because it can be really hard to digest completely raw, and I find that it's a little easier on my stomach. There's less, not bloat or anything like that when I have a smoothie if I've pre-steamed it. If you've purchased your cauliflower from the store, those are actually heated a little bit before they're packaged, so those you don't need to pre-steam. You just go ahead and use them right away. Hi Alicia, hi Emily. It's good to see you guys popping up on there. So my smoothie bag so far has got my fruit and vegetables. Now I'm gonna add another vegetable, leafy greens. Got these from the Santa Fe Farmers Market. Thank you, Green Tractor Farm. You can choose to add these fresh the next day, or you can freeze them. Some people feel like the taste is stronger once the spinach is frozen, so I'm gonna have you play with that, see how you feel about it. Spinach, while it seems like a funny thing to add to smoothies if you haven't before, spinach is like the least intrusive of the leafy greens to add to a smoothie. So that's why I've got spinach in most of your recipes this week. So if you're trying it for the first time, this is the place to start. You could try kale. Kale has a stronger taste. Chard has a stronger taste. Arugula, I have yet to find a smoothie I like with arugula, so maybe don't start there. So we've got all of these ingredients in here. This recipe also calls for 1/4 of an avocado. Our avocados are not totally ripe yet, so I'm not gonna add it right now, but just so you know, you can cut your avocados and take off the outer skin layer, just like a banana. You don't wanna peel that off frozen, and put the fleshy part into the freezer bag as well. And just like I keep a bag of bananas, if you are someone who has avocados that are about to go bad, they're overripe, or you're not going to use them in time, which rarely happens in our house because we use them all the time, I love them, then you can actually freeze, keep a bag of avocados just like you do with the bananas. Just make sure to take the peel off. So what I'm going to do is leave one bag on its own and hope that in 2 days time this will be ripe so that I can use it in my smoothie. And in the other bag for tomorrow, I'm pretty sure that won't be ready tomorrow, I'm gonna add some chia seeds instead. The recipe does not call for that, but chia seeds, much like an avocado, are also a healthy fat. So I'm swapping so that I have a healthy fat in this smoothie. I'm just making accommodations, which is great right now with people being home, not being able to go to the grocery store as much. Make the changes when you need to. Don't let an ingredient stop you. So chia seeds I store in the refrigerator because when they get warm or heated, they go rancid and then become inflammatory in the body. So just a side note, keep them in your refrigerator. They will also be safe in the freezer. And then the remaining ingredients, the only thing left is just salt that I can add right now. Pinch of sea salt. I'm not using table salt. Sea salt is very healthy in a real food diet. It is great for electrolyte balance. So I encourage people who are having trouble with staying hydrated to actually add a pinch of sea salt to water. It also brings out the flavor profile, so it's really nice. So I've got all of those ingredients in my bags. The things that I am not adding are, again, the almond milk, because it's a liquid, and the fresh lime juice. I'll add that tomorrow, again, a liquid. And I am not adding the collagen powder or any protein powder. There is some dispute out there on whether or not freezing protein powders denaturizes them, so I'm just choosing not to do it. It's very easy to add a scoop tomorrow. And then I'm also leaving out the matcha. I'll add that in the morning. I'm not sure, you probably could freeze it. I don't know. I just choose to add it in the morning. I like to interact with the food a little bit. So I'll add that scoop in the morning. And just a side note for my Santa Fe people, Artful Tea here in town has matcha. They have culinary matcha and ceremonial matcha. And she is open for pickup, curbside pickup or delivery. And if you're not in Santa Fe, she also delivers to your home. So I recommend getting some of her matcha if you'd like. So now, these are my 2 smoothie bags. if I didn't talk a lot while I was making them, they probably would have taken 3 minutes to put together. I pop these in the freezer, so tomorrow morning when I wake up and I want my mango matcha smoothie, I just take my blender container, add liquid, then I dump all of the contents in. They'll be frozen solid. Then I add my protein of choice, and then I'm gonna add my matcha and lime juice. Then I just blend it up. If you don't have an incredibly strong blender, or if your goods are really frozen, maybe wait, take them out of the freezer, let them sit for like 5 minutes. But I find it's enough time pouring all the liquid in here first. So it's really as easy as that. Liquid, dump them in. So that's how you can prep your smoothies for the week so that you are not left wondering what you're gonna make, if you have time to make it, do you really wanna make it? And you take all of that out of the way, remove barriers, so it is ready for you to enjoy, and it will be quick, easy, accessible for you. And I think that's all I was gonna share with you for today, unless anybody has questions. The last note that I'll add for you all in terms of, well, first was the freezing. We talked about the cauliflower. Same thing with zucchini. If you have leftover zucchini or you enjoy it, chop it up, lightly steam it, and then you freeze it the same way I talked about the cauliflower. Or buy pre-frozen zucchini, and it's ready to go. This week I only included cauliflower in the recipes just to keep your grocery list short, but remember, you can add any of those and swap and move them around. Try it. You'll enjoy it. And the last thing I'll say is to just have fun this week. Get creative with it. When you're using the liquid bases for your smoothies, you can use dairy-free milk, like the coconut milks, nut milks, all of that's in your guide to your recipes. You can use water. I use water a lot because I'm adding so many things that it's perfectly fine for me. Coconut water if you're needing extra hydration, a little hint of sweetness. But be mindful, we don't want to use coconut water every day in there because that will be a high sugar load for your body. But the other option I did not include in your handout was tea. And again, these are my artful tea options here. If you want, herbal teas are great. Make a sun tea or an iced tea, put it in your refrigerator, make a big batch, like a mason jar of it, and then instead of water, use peach tea. Like if you're making the chocolate cauliflower smoothie, that would be great with a peppermint tea, right? So make a cold brew batch of peppermint tea, mix it all together. I'm gonna look at the recipes I gave you guys, see what ones again. The raspberry zinger might be really good with a hibiscus tea. So just play around with it and have some fun. Add more vegetables. Decrease vegetables until you get used to them. Increase banana if you need to. Decrease banana if you don't want sugar. Make it work for you. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing what you guys all blend up.